stranded like a branch in the wind. Tell me what you long for. Oh, I want what you want.
It's April 2019 and WildChild is still in Marsh Harbor, Bahamas. Good morning, sailor. It's sailing day. Yay! Sailing day! Yay! I'm so excited! Today is going to be Elena's first sail, and you can see that she's so excited she can hardly sleep. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning and she's still in bed. So today is a very, very exciting day. It's I don't know, Thursday, April something, and one of my new friends, Dwight, is going to meet us. We're going to pick him up at the dinghy dock on shore, and we're going to bring him out to the boat, and he's going to come with us for Elena's first day of sailing, so that way we can get Dwight maybe to go on the wheel and steer while I work with Elena on the deck and we do all the sail stuff. So she is excited and well trained, and I'm a fabulous teacher and she's a fabulous student, and she's learned all of her theoretical stuff. Now we just have to do the practical stuff, and sailing isn't that hard. Like, it's hard in 30 knots of wind and 8-foot waves, which we've done, but today it's going to be very, very light winds, like 5 knots of wind, very calm conditions. And when the seas and like when the ocean is this calm, 5 knots of wind, like no big deal. It'll almost be dead calm, like we're maybe going to sail at 1 knot. Actually, it is flat calm. There's not even 5 knots of wind. Actually, we may not be able to go sailing at all. It looks like Mother Nature has not cooperated. There's supposed to be 5 to 7 knots of wind until noon. This is dead flat calm, like a pond. You can't sail in dead flat calm. Well, who knows? Maybe we aren't going sailing today. No matter what our plans are, at the end of the day, Mother Nature is the boss, and it looks like Mother Nature has said, maybe we're not going sailing. It is a crazy hot day. Here, go closer to the white boat. Closer to the white boat. Steer to port a bit. I don't want you in shallow water. Okay. So it's a sunny day. It is like 80% humidity and 30 degrees Celsius. It is so hot. The water's very calm and there's hardly any wind. So Elena and I have decided we need to move WildChild at the very least to some place where we can go swimming off the boat. So for the first time as a team, an all-girl team, we got the anchor up. She did the helm, I did the anchor stuff. We did great. There's no reason girls can't do all this stuff ourselves. What's your depth?
9.1.
Okay, go a little further from the white boat to the right. For Elena's first sail / motor at the helm. Look at her, she's an amazing helmswoman, all 5'3" of her, barely able to see over the dashboard. But we love her anyways.
My first time driving WildChild was pretty scary. She's a big girl, a serious yacht.
We want to stay in the middle of the deeper water channel, but our depth right now is 12.3.
Oh yeah.
So we're good. Yeah. You can see, like, with my heart condition, my heart rate gets like through the roof. When I did that alone, I was passing out between running back and forth. I really don't want to do this alone. But I don't have to do it alone because I have crew. Okay, so you keep an eye on the pass. So what I'm going to do now is okay, now straighten up. Straight. So this brown line shows your heading, like where you will eventually go. Sometimes if there's current though, there's sideways slip. So this brown line could actually be there while your nose is still aimed there. So stay on the pink tracks. The pink tracks is what we did last time. So we know that it's good water to come out. and then we're gonna have to go into a marked channel, like the actual shipping channel that the big ships use. So we have to be careful with this. So for Elena's first sail, we're gonna take WildChild out around the corner. There's a dangerous area where it's only 6 feet deep, but there's a safe play area where it's at least 10 feet deep. A gentle wind has picked up, so we're gonna go sailing. And the good news is we've got room to practice all points of sail. So we are leaving Marsh Harbor, and you can see Elena is driving the boat under engine. We got to get out to the markers and go into the marked channel so we can get around the corner, so we can get out into deeper water, maybe raise the sails if we think there's some wind. And WildChild is doing good. Oh. So do you see there's a green mark there, a green mark there, a red mark there?
Yeah.
Elena was doing really well for her first time handling a boat. And as we came out around the corner into the channel, you can see how calm the conditions were. And look, you can see on the chart plotter that we have 5 knots of wind. So we have to stay in the middle of the channel, so we have to look ahead, forward to the bow, and we have to find the red and green marks in front of us that show us, where the hell is that green mark? There's the green, and then to the left we find the red. So we look ahead off the bow of the boat to find the red and green mark, and then we drive WildChild in the channel between the red and green. So that's what we have to aim for. Don't aim at the red, come closer to the green now. So we're doing good now. What's our depth?
18.
What does our forward scan say? How does it look ahead? Does it look flat? Do we see any walls on the forward scan? Like, are we going to run into shallow water? Or does it think the bottom is flat?
Bottom is pretty flat.
So the forward scan looking ahead says the bottom is flat. The chart plotter says we're in the channel, but if we go out of the channel, we will suddenly be in 11 feet of water. Right now we have 18 feet of water. The good news is we have 5.3 knots of wind, so that's good. We actually have enough wind to go sailing. So maybe we will go sailing a little bit. It is so freaking... So one of the things that we do on WildChild is we'll say report the helm. And what I'm asking is I'm asking for specific information. And it's always wind over speed. So right now we are 6.3 over 4.0. Because if we're going 4 knots and we're sailing, is that good or is that bad? Well, it depends how much wind there is. It's relative to the wind angle and the amount of wind. So if I ever say, like, please report the helm, what I'm saying is I want to hear you say wind over speed over ground.
So I have to tell you these 2 numbers?
Yeah, but first you have to give me the wind. So say, so report the helm.
5.3 and
over
4.0.
4.0. So that's reporting the helm.
Okay.
That's the way we organize the helm information on WildChild. That's the way we do it, so we can quickly communicate to each other exactly what's going on. So we're under over 3.9, wind angle 54 degrees, and wind speed is 4.8. Yay, 4.8. It's not a lot of wind. It'll be a slow sail, but WildChild does just fine in 5 knots of wind. And for Elena's first sail, I think a gentle sail in like calm conditions is probably a good first sail. So funny. Take 2. Fuck. I didn't press record. Okay, so we always raise the mainsail and lower the mainsail aimed into the wind. We have to be in irons to raise and lower the mainsail. So what we do is we use the engine and the autopilot to bring the boat into the wind. And when we are into the wind, we can raise the main or lower the main. We can never raise or lower the main when the main is to the side or the wind is to the side, causing the main to the side. So we have a boat under spinnaker that has priority over us because we are under engine, and our wind is off the starboard beam at 72 degrees right now. So we're going to tell Otto to sail us to windward so we can go figure out how to raise the mainsail together. WildChild has a happy pack. So for us to prepare to throw the mainsail, we have to unzip the happy pack. And our happy pack, if you come maybe down here so you can see, the zipper is up there, and we have these ropes, and these ropes enable us to do and undo the zipper without having to reach all the way up there. So we have to unzip, and then we can pull this one this way, and it keeps zipping it to the back. So we've released the main, is now free in the happy pack to be deployed. Now we raise a sail using what type of rope? Elena has been in intensive beginner sailor training class for 3 days now, so her brain is kind of full. But as we stand on the deck and we actually look and touch all of the important parts, we're slowly putting the pieces together. The main halyard is on the back of the boom right now. We're using it as a topping lift. So this rope has to attach to the head of the sail. So we have to get the halyard turn it from a topping lift, and we have to attach it to the head of the sail. After we get the mainsail up, we have to fall off the wind. So I fell off to port side, which brought us starboard tack and brought the boom and the mainsail off to the port side. The person at the helm has to release the running backstay, and then we begin to set our wind angles are good. We're in 7 knots, which is lovely. We have the first reef in the main because we're alone and we're beginners and we don't want to get overwhelmed, so we are going to sail with the first reef for a while. We are going to fall off 10 more degrees, and I'm going to set my wind angle comfortably. Oh, why does it say that there's a boat? 10 more degrees. Oh, autopilot's not responding. Fall off 10 degrees. There, actually, I just filmed, I don't know if you guys caught that on the camera, but the autopilot kind of crapped out. It went to 0. Sometimes it gets confused when it goes to magnetic north, like when the autopilot gets to 0, it just freezes up and it has no idea what it's doing. It's not a hat to plus or minus 0. BNG made a mistake in the math formula calculations. You have to always watch a BNG autopilot.
She's very patient
if
and
you ever are
kind.
near 0
She
degrees or
explains
you get
stuff
to
very
0,
well.
she'll freeze up. Okay, so we are actually sailing, so what we're going to do is bring the engine to neutral. We have lots of room around us, so lock that on the drum for now. We're going to bring the engine to neutral. So I kind of wrote for Elena on the side, like forward, neutral, reverse, to make it easier for her. Elena's going to lock up the main sheet on the winch, on the main sheet winch. We're in neutral, we're at idle. We have a first reef in the mainsail and no jenny, and we are actually sailing now. So our wind angle is 72 degrees. We're 6.8 over 2.7, and kill the engine. So whenever we're sailing and the engine's killed, we put the transmission in forward. Yeah. Otherwise, you can hear the propeller going flop, 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 and it's really annoying. So, do you hear that? It's so quiet. This is why sailing is lovely. When you turn the engine off, it's just so peaceful and so quiet. So WildChild is sailing 0 over 2.6 with a single reef in the main, no jenny. But this is our first time sailing. So Elena, we're going to play with the sails and sail angles now so she can see how the boat responds under light and calm conditions. What happens if your boom is too tight? What happens if your boom is too loose? What does it look like if your mainsail is luffing? So a beginner sailor doesn't know any of these things, so we have to show them to her, and the best way to learn is in calm conditions like this. There is some nasty clouds behind us, and we hope they don't bring a storm. or like a line. Hopefully we just stay all calm and happy out here. So Elena is letting out the main sheet and she's watching what happens to the telltales on the back of the mainsail as she chokes out the main, what happens to the telltales, or she lets the main out too far from the wind. What are the ticklers gonna do, and what are you gonna see looking at the sail? How is the sail gonna tell you that it's not happy? So you guys at home that maybe are not sailors, or are sailors, there's a tickler. Is that tickler happy? Is that tickler happy? Is that tickler happy?
Sailing really is
And
all
how
about
about
the
the
curve and the shape of your sail.
How does that sail look
My
happy to
first
you?
sail was wonderful. I could not have had a better
So
teacher,
what can we
or
do
a
to
better
adjust that
yacht,
to make it
or
more
better
happy?
weather to learn how to sail. It was a lovely day.
We need to go out with the main sheet. Bring the boom out. So let it go. Let it go more, more, more. So what the boom is telling you is we're nearly on a beam reach and there's not enough airflow on the port side, and we have to give it more air by moving it closer to the air. Okay? Now look at your ticklers and now tell me what they're telling you. Do they look more happy? So if we make a mistake, so now we have an airplane wing and we have lift. So the boat is lifting itself like an airplane wing towards the wind. We are sailing into the wind, and there's a happy tickler at the bottom. And we have pretty happy ticklers most of the way along. You sailors at home, don't go yelling at her for this. She's a beginner. So now we're going to study the sail, and we're going to let the boom out too far until you see it luffing. Sometimes when we don't know,
It was a lovely day sailing.
till it luffs, and then we just pull it in